Hey guys, welcome back to another video. On my previous channel, which is the one that got stolen by someone, so this is a brand new channel for me, so I have to start all over again. Anyways, in between the following videos that I post, how I clean my hogs versus skinning and all that stuff. So in between these video on my previous channel, I'm getting over 20 million views on the two videos. Okay, so I want to post them. I want to put them together for you to watch all together in one video, so it's a little longer than it is. A lot of good comment, a lot of positive comment on those videos. I actually learned a lot from those, and then I created my own little version of that. And I mean, it's a very good video to learn. I've learned a lot, and throughout the year of hunting, I do a lot of hunting as well. Yeah, it's a little windy today, so I'm not gonna do anything much besides putting those videos together for you guys. Hopefully you guys can learn some from it. There are two different, like completely different way of how to clean your own hogs. Okay, the own pig, wild pigs, whatever you call it, feral hogs, depends on where you are. Like where I am in Texas, we get overrun with them. Okay, they are everywhere. I mean, even I live in the city like this. Behind me is the backyard with a bunch of trees, and the creek is actually went through here. The lake is actually sometime when it rains a lot, the water came up all the way to my fence right here. I open up the gate, and then catfish will come in. I close the gate, and I catch a bunch of them, the bigger one that won't fit the gate to come back out. So yeah, even right here I get a lot of wild hogs that coming in to the backyard, and of course I can't shoot it with a rifle or anything, but I have never tried to attempt to shoot them with a crossbow or anything. But I do shoot a lot of pellets rifle back here in my backyard, so it's perfectly fine. So like I say, I'm putting up the two videos all together, and hopefully you guys finish the whole video, because it's going to be long, because I combined the two video together of the instruction how to do how to clean the hogs. And yeah, so let's get to it, and we'll get it from there. So from the first video is when I went to hunt at Mr. Joe Langley Range. That was about 2.5 years ago, and I've never been hunting hogs before, so I don't know how to clean it. So Mr. Joe actually showed me how he doing it on with his own version of cleaning the hogs. And of course he skinned the hogs, and his record is less than a minute, so less than 3 minutes. So yeah, that's a very fast way how to clean. And of course a lot of people will just go into clean and skin the hogs, and that's it. It's just a quick way to take home the meat. But also a lot of people will love to have the fat layer and the skin together. So after 2 years of hunting, 2.5, 3 years of hunting on my own, and there are a way that some people will boil the water and then dip the hogs in there and just scrape it from there. And by doing that way, yes, it's a little quicker, but the skin doesn't taste as good as the way I'm doing it, just like the video I'm about to show you. So that is the one way I do mine, and it's actually the skin tastes so much better. And of course a lot of people will say, what about the undergrown hair, the root hair and all that? So with that, to me it doesn't taste any different from cooking the pig. So and it doesn't taste like hairy or anything, or smell like burning. It actually brings the flavor up so much more and so much better when you cook the pig. So my mom, she's the one that doesn't like to eat wild game, and she actually love the way that I bring home the pig, and she love it. Okay, so cut the video short. I'm going to let you guys watch it and decide which one you like the most, and hopefully you guys can comment below, and I will be appreciative of that.
Come back up the fence and you might get the shot right in there. Yeah, but if he walks out there and stops, be ready to shoot. That's okay, just relax. But they're in that corner. Get ready, get your gun up. Couple more steps and he'll be there. I'm looking at him right now. He's right behind that green bush. Right yonder. If he steps up just a little bit, you'll have your shot. Just don't get tight. Just take your big old breath, let it out, relax, and shoot. Squeeze your trigger. Get ready, get ready. Right there. No, you're jerking. Don't jerk. Come on. Shoot him right there. Shoot him. Good shot, buddy.
Drop right there.
See, the rest of them were far enough away there. They don't know where it's going. If you want to take another one, take it. That's a little one right there. That's a pig right there. All right. Did you get that on camera?
Yes, all of it.
Drop right there.
I mean, he dropped it. He folded like a tent. They always like this corner. Yeah, they like that little yoke pond out there. Especially when you go around.
Wow, not huge.
They ain't perfect. We'll pull him right over here and set the picture up and get it back in that way.
Still recording. You want to say something?
Do I want to say something? Oh man, I'm shaking right now. Second pick after we're just driving around, and here it is.
Just kind of get that back over. And we'll take it back in that way. Just kneel down behind it. Where's your gun? Get your gun.
So Mr. Joe is gonna cut this hog for us. Let's see how many pounds this thing is. Let's see.
Only way.
That is 150, 60, 70, almost
170 pounds.
Wow.
170. Good height.
The knife very sharp, huh?
Oh, a good knife makes it clean and easy.
Yeah. Look at that. So how often do you do this?
Every day.
Every day. Wow.
Every day.
And how fast can you clean one of these?
The fastest that I've ever cleaned a hog was 1:45 seconds.
Oh wow. 1:45.
I won me $25.
Yeah.
Bet me I couldn't do it under 3 minutes. And it was a little old gilt that weighed about 60 pounds.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take long.
This will probably take me about.
What you want to do is you want to keep the hair off the meat, and you want to keep the urine off the meat. Because the hog's urine is stout and it'll taint the meat.
Yeah.
So if you keep the hair off the meat and the urine off the meat, you take out these nodules on the back. Most of the time you're gonna have some. See these nodules back here in this back leg? You can see them sitting right in this muscle. And if you don't take these nodules out right here, your meat will be real gamey.
Wow.
See that? Your processor will grind that up in your sausage.
That's a very good tip to know.
A lot of places won't take the time to take those out, but it doesn't take but just a second to take them out. And it makes your meat so much better. Then they've got another nodule right here in the flank. See it right there?
Oh yeah.
I always just come up and take a lot of that old phlegm off. Here's that other. Yeah, a hog this big, you've really got about, if we cut it in 4 parts, you've really got about 4 chokes that weigh 40 pounds a piece is what you got.
Yeah. So that's where the hip is at, huh?
That's where it went in. I don't think it come out. We may get to find the bullet in there.
Yeah.
How about that?
Nice souvenir.
Yeah, be a good souvenir. See that old shield? It's thick.
That's a lot of meat, no fat at all.
Yeah, even the fat on a wild hog, it's not wet. It's dry fat. It's
Yeah.
real hard. And if you make sausage, you have to add about 30 to 40% fat
Wow.
to it, or your sausage will be real dry. Be like eating sandpaper.
And the skin real tough.
Pulled out like he wasn't even hit. I couldn't tell. Got no strong neck bone. There we go.
That's the bottom jaw.
See those teeth right here? They come all the way back up to right here.
Wow.
Now, if you want to feel something that'll cut you, feel that right there on the inside.
Oh wow, sharp.
That's just like a knife.
Yeah, very sharp.
Very sharp. You want me to try to knock these teeth here? Just knock them out with a hatchet?
Yeah.
Now they might break now. drop that gallbladder down so if it leaks, won't be no urine getting on that meat.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So I actually did this twice. The first one, the first hog, I had it on no audio. Okay, so I'm gonna redo it on this second hog, but you're gonna see most of the image from the first hog. Okay, so anyways, well, after carrying this guy, I'm actually hard time breathing. But anyways, this is how I do my whole hog with the skin on. I'm gonna use a torch. Okay, I'm gonna use a torch like this one right here. Okay, so the hog is, the best part of the hog is the skin. Okay, so without the skin, it won't taste that good. Most of you guys will just, you know, go down and then just rip the skin up, you know, skin it off and just leave the meat. Okay, so I mean that will marinate it very well, but it's not for the grill. Okay, for a brisket, yes. You know, 24-hour bacon, that's perfect, but leave the skin on. Okay, the skin that have the like a crunchy type and a crunchy texture in there, so it tastes a lot better. So anyway, this is how I'm gonna do this hog right here. Okay, so let's watch it. So using the torch and go full blast on it, you're gonna have some hairy smell, but you know, that's not a problem at all. Use the torch on high and just blast it. You can't get better than this, you know. It's actually a little cool outside, but with this going on, you can see it's still burning right here. It's keeping me warm, very warm. so once you get your hog this dark, okay, so you know the skin is not happening anyway. It's not anything wrong with the skin. It's not burning or anything, except the area on the stomach, because the skin is very thin, so it's kind of cracked a little bit like that. But that's just fine because you're gonna cut down here anyway. So let's scrape it up, okay? So if you're gonna scrape it like this, you see how that ash is not coming up very well and it's flying everywhere. What you want to do is just spray on it, okay? Now spray on it to get all this ash is kind of softened out, and the hogs is actually cool down a little bit, because you know you've been burning it with so much heat. Just go around several times to kind of cool down, because the skin is a little hot right now. All right, so the same area I scraped a little earlier without water. Okay, so watch now. See, you see how much is coming out? See how easy it is? And it's not flying everywhere like when it's not wet. See, just like that. And you can scrape the whole, or you can scrape to wherever you're gonna cut. I usually cut it all the way down here and around the jar. So I'm gonna scrape it right there. And the arm, the legs, you know, the front legs, the neck area. You know, work around this area first because it gets dry, and then you're gonna respray it again. Very easy. Especially the legs right here in the bottom, it's a little harder because you know you hang it upside down. So I like to work that area first before it gets dried up, and it's a little harder to scrape when all of this gets dry. It's kind of like that, you know, easy. And work the cavity area, and that's that easy. You know, we're gonna cut up right here, so I'm only gonna scrape it to about right there. I'm gonna lower down and scrape the top. I'm gonna respray it again. You don't have to, but I do anyway. And we gotta continue scraping. The butt area as well. Okay, so this is a male pig, so it's a little easier to work with on the butt area. And again, I'm only gonna scrape it to about right here because I'm gonna cut off right there anyways. The tail, you don't have to, you know, you're gonna cut it off. I don't need the tail. Some people do want the tail, it's crunchy, but I just don't care. So I'm gonna cut it off and only gonna scrape it to wherever I'm gonna cut. All right. And that should be it for the pig. So before you're cutting the meat or cutting into here, always wash your hand because you know all that ash is coming out. So wash it up before Now at this point, you don't need to rewash the pig, because if you spray on, it get wet, and then all that ash you're gonna touch. See, if I just touch a little bit, and it's gonna get in here. So let it dry, the outside. It won't hurt anything. Okay. So when you start cooking, you need to clean it again. But right now, you don't have to. You can just cut it up and put it into ice. Okay. So I like to start with the top. Okay. So I'm just gonna cut the feet up. It's just easier for me to work on this, open it up. So there is a joint right here, just right above where you hook it, right there. And you can actually feel it a little bit by moving this right here if you don't know where it is. So just kind of make a round cut like that, and you see, and you just pop it, and just pop it like that. Okay, that's where the joint is at, and just cut it off. Very easy. You don't need anything big to work on a pig. As long as you have a sharp knife, small like this, even smaller knife, you can get the job done. See, one thing about this, if you cut it just a little high or a little low, you won't be able to break this. Okay, so like this one, I cut it right on, so it's just soft, very easy to break it. And the other one, I have to kind of force it a little bit, but you know, it'll break. Just like that, and there you go. That's the top legs, and then I'm gonna go to, that's the back leg. So I'm gonna bring it higher. Higher, and again, you're gonna remove the leg, the feet. Okay, some people eat all the way down here. I don't care, so I'm just gonna cut it off right here. If you hold the top, you pull it up, and there's a curve right there. Make a slit right there. Okay, and this should pop out this whole thing. Twist it, make a cut, and it should just pop right there. Okay, very easy and simple. Just have the right cut to it, and it works just fine. See right there, cut that joint, and it just popped. Very easy. See, sometimes you have to really cut through that tendon. If that tendon is just a little bit right there, this tendon right here, the top, and you won't be able to cut it, or won't be able to rip it. Okay, so again, for the head, so the head, I usually started by the ear and then working around. So I started by the ear right here, make a cut right there, and go around, go all the way down to the jar, because there's a jar bone that goes like this. So you're gonna cut all the way down here and come back up to the ear. That way you get extra meat onto the pig. Okay, so right here, the blood is gonna spill out, so kind of be careful it's not spill on you. So basically you're gonna make a cut first like that, and around the head. Okay, now you have a circle, go deeper, and just take the head off. Okay, everything is very easy. Just find that little joint. Just find a little joint inside, and just use your knife and kind of work through it, and you can just able to pop it out without using any axe or anything. Sometimes you have to use an axe or a saw to do that, but most of the time you don't have to. Some people eat the head too. I don't. So see that jawbones right here? And believe it or not, the head actually have quite a lot of meat in there. So I'm gonna find that little joint and just move my knife around, and I am able to break it, just kind of twist it. If it doesn't twist, try to find there are more meat tendons around, and just look through that bone. And trying to break it again. There you go. See? All you need is a small knife. And just like that. You're gonna wash your hand very, very often, okay? So you don't want all that ash to be all around. So, you know, your hands, if your hand's dirty, just wash it off. All right, so I'm gonna lower this. Okay, so since this is a male pig, we're gonna cut up the penis, you know, take it out before all the urine is gonna get everywhere. Okay, so let's start it on top. There's a ball, you know, the pig balls right here, two big ones, like huge. So you don't want to cut too deep, just kind of small cut like that, down to close to the penis. Make a round cut like that, and then all the way down to the stomach area. Okay, just work your way through here and grab that penis and make cuts. It's a little hard for me to do it all here by myself and video at the same time, so my camera is stationary and I'm moving around, so kind of bear with me. Okay, there you go. See, I got just spray with that urine, but it will be okay as long as don't get onto your meat. I'll be fine. All right, just pull it out like that. Flip it to the back of the pig. Okay, and cut through here again. Just be careful, don't cut that. And now we can cut through the stomach. So make sure you don't go really deep because you don't want to cut all that guts. The gut stuff. Okay, so get your finger in here, spread your finger like this, and move your knife along it. You don't want to cut the intestine, and you don't want to cut the stomach as well. Okay. Now we're gonna go all the way to the neck area. Okay, so make a small cut first. So it's kind of basically a guide for you to go, and deeper and deeper as you go. Okay, you don't have to cut really one cut all the way down. That's gonna mess around. So one cut until you find that cavity bone right here. Okay. And just working your way down. Okay, so the cavity bones right here. If you go right in the middle, there's a whole bunch of cartilage. You can use this knife and make it a really hard cut down and split. If you miss it on the side, that where all the ribs are at, and it's hard. But if you have a sharp enough knife, you can go through that too. So I'm gonna bring it a little lower so I can have that the power to push down. Okay. right, that should be lower enough. So I'm gonna again put my finger in here and guide it down so I don't cut the intestine. Okay, and down here when you reach to the bone area, notice I can just do this and cut it out, but I'm gonna put my knife all the way in at this angle like this. You don't want to poke all the way in like this. You're gonna hit the stomach right there. Okay, so I'm gonna go down like this with all the way, and then give it a good push down like that, and it should rip the whole that whole thing out. See, rip that whole chest cage out. And down here, just the meat area. There we go. Just like that, and you can able to rip it out. You know, the heart, the lung, and everything's right there. Give it a good twist. Cut it out, and now we're gonna wash this. Wash your hand as often as you can so you don't get the meat dirty. I mean, it's not a problem at all, but it just looks nicer when you do that. Okay, so once you open this, notice all the intestine right here. Okay, that's a big bladder right there, full of urine. So that's the reason why you go slow. You don't want to cut this, and you know, it bursts everywhere, and you know, your whole pig is gonna be bad to the taste. Okay, so start right here and cut and pull everything out. Okay, there's a kidney in there. If you want to eat them, leave it there, or you want to take it out. I don't, so I'm just gonna take it out. It just, if I take it, I have an extra ice of cooler with ice, and just for a couple of kidney and heart, that's just not worth it. So I'm just gonna cut everything out. You know, just put your hand all the way in and cut along the back of the pig, and you're able to pull it out. Pull out everything. Okay. So here I have the stomach, the liver, and the lung is coming out as well. Right there. See the stomach area, the kidney, the spleen, the stomach, the heart, the lung, and the liver right here. Everything here is edible, but I'm not gonna mess with it, so I'm just gonna cut out everything. Okay. And the heart is coming out as well right here. This guy got a pretty big heart. So grab onto something. If you want to fall straight down to the ground, that's fine. But I have a bucket, so right there. That's everything. And you can just rip it off just like that and throw it away. Alright, you see how I cut really clean through here with the rib cage. Now lower it down, and we're gonna work this bad boy right there. All right, so you see the ball. Okay, just cut through here slowly. There's about a couple of inches of meat right here at the bone before you hit the bone. So go through and cut until you hit that bone and stop. Split it a little bit on both sides of the urine. Now, because this is a male, it has two giant balls right here with the skin cover. So you can either go in and pick the ball out, or you can just, you know, make a big cut of the skin off like that to the back, all the way to the anus, and then I'm gonna walk around the tail as well. Okay, so I don't want the tail, so I'm just gonna cut it off. So make sure you don't go really deep. You're gonna puncture that the intestine right there, and you know, all that poop's gonna come back out. So basically, just go in here a little bit, pull it out like that. There's a small bone that connects the spine all the way to the tail. So you kind of work your way slowly until that cut out. That's it. Gonna cut both ways. All the way to the tail, and you're gonna go, make sure you use your finger to feel where you're cutting. Okay, and here is the ball area. Pull it out, working the way. Basically, you're just gonna feel where you're cutting. You don't want to cut that ball open, or the urine or the intestine. Okay, so right here is the most important place to put all your cuts into when working on a hog, or any animal really. You don't want this urine to get into your meat. See, kind of work through all the way in there. See, if you know this is one ball. This is the second ball. Two giant balls right there, you know. And you're gonna use an axe. Okay, there is a small piece of bones right here. It connects between the hip bone basically. Use an axe and pop it right there. So make sure you don't pop it all the way down and hit that bladder. Okay, some of the hogs that come out with the bladder is small because they don't have enough urine, so you can just cut it off and throw it away first. But this one is big. I don't have the room to cut it off. It's gonna spill, so I'm gonna leave it. And right here, you can hear it right there. See? So just pop it, it'll break open, and you are able to work with it. I mean, it's really soft. I just want to hit it hard, so it might slip through and hit the bladder. So I'm, you know, give it a couple of try, and it's very, very easy. All right. If you have a wider hanger, you can just split it open. If not, you can always let go of one of these and work with that. Okay. So this pig is a little heavy, so I'm gonna try. Okay. I'm gonna lift this up. I mean, you don't have to. It's just easier to work with. So I think I'm gonna have it sit on this chair. There we go. That will be much easier for me to work with instead of lifting 200-300 pounds. And I'm gonna raise it back up. There we go. Now you see what I'm talking about? Open area for you to bring all of this to the front and to rip it off. Okay, so make sure you have your knife with you and slowly rip this right in between the bones. Okay, So do that on both sides. And bring it to the front. There we go. So make sure you don't rip out the intestine, okay? And if you happen to rip it out a little bit, try not to have all that fecal matter into your meat. I mean, it'll be okay, but it won't taste good. So there you go. There you have it. Everything completely out. The urine, the butthole, the balls, and the penis here, everything goes to the trash. All right, now let's wash it out, okay? You're trying to get as much blood out as you can. I know it's going to be a long video, but bear with me, okay? So, at this point, you're going to need an axe or a saw, okay? So I find it better with an axe because, you know, I'm just going to give it a few hacks and it's done. But with a saw, I mean, that's very tiring. So backbone all the way down, we're gonna split it, okay? So I mean, nothing special about this, just aim right and start hacking. It's just easy as that. So if you want to quartering it out, I usually do it 3 pieces on one side, which is the back leg, the ribs area, and then the front legs, okay? It's easier for me to store into my cooler. If you have a big cooler, throw the whole thing in. If not, cut in half, throw it in there, go home and work on it. But I usually do it into 6 pieces, okay? So basically, the legs, the back legs is gonna start right here. So there's a curve like that. It's from here, so I just chop a little bit down, cut that, and then use my knife to cut out and take the whole back leg out. Okay, I break that bone, and now we're gonna go in the meat section. And there you go. That's the whole back leg. And for the ribs area, you can count from the first one up to the 5th rib, and then cut between the 5th and the 6th rib. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm gonna cut right here. That will come out to about right there. You know, there's a blade bone right here. You don't want to cut through that. Okay. So if you're doing this, you're gonna pull out, so make sure you do it slow, or you can go back outside and cut it this way. You don't want yourself stabbed, okay? So right there, just like that. Cut all the way into the backbone, and then start to move your way
down again. So you're gonna chop the backbone and then cut the meat. Okay, you don't want to cut it with this unless you have like a big butcher knife, and you can just go straight down with it. See, nice and easy. With the saw, it looked cleaner, but it's a lot more work because you have to continue sawing. All right, and there is my rib. It's nice to have a really sharp knife, small bone like this, and can just rip through easy. There, a bone right there, and just, you know, just cut it through. All right, I'm gonna bring it up. And working the rest of the front legs. Okay, now the front leg is a little harder to hack because it's thicker, the neck bone thicker, and then this too is on your way. So chop it. And then use your knife. You're able to cut the whole thing. And then again, for this area, you can just kind of work from the front legs all the way to the back, so it should be easy. So basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut in between. Right there. Right there. And you have your front leg. Really, this area you can just break it, or if you have a sharp knife, just go in there and kind of move your way. It should be cutting out too. But you know, it's just easy and faster if you just use a axe. Just like that, easy and fast. All right, this area, I'm gonna go right here. You see how that curve, that bone is just curved like that. That's where you're gonna go right onto that curve. And you should be able to cut the rest out. Look like I didn't cut through, but that should work. I'll just take the whole thing and dump in the cooler. Oh boy, it's gonna be heavy. Here we go. And just break it. Alright guys, that is all that I have for you guys today, and hope you guys learned something about this. I mean, I've been doing this for several times before I can learn this experience, how to get this thing go faster, but because I'm doing videos, so it take a little longer, but usually it take me about 10 minutes to complete the whole hog. So anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video. I got another one to clean. Peace out.